This is 30 Days of Play. The mission of Shelly being the sports queen is to inspire kids to be willing to try new sports. Rarely are we good at something the first few times we try it, but if we really want it, we'll get back up and try again. I want Shelly being the sports queen to be a role model for that. In this video series, we'll introduce you to 30 different sports, then we ask you to join our cause by going to ShellyBeingTheSportsQueen.com and become a member of the fan club. Be sure to check out the sponsors that you see on the screen. Without them, this video series wouldn't be possible. This is 30 Days of Play. Today's sport in our 30 Days of Play is yoga. It can be challenging, it can be physical, it can be relaxing, it can be meditative. We're here at Spirit of the Lake Yoga and Wellness Center in Excelsior, Minnesota. And our coach today is the owner, Nicole. Welcome.
Thank you.
And we have our brave girls that are going to be demonstrating today. Josie, Hazel, Hannah, Sonia, and Liv. So welcome, girls. That's a lot of names to remember. Whew. So Shelly Bean learns new sports, and she's not good at it when she first tries, but it's about practice, not perfection. How does that relate to yoga?
Well, none of us are good at it the first time we roll out our mat and get onto our mat. So it is truly about just getting out there, having some fun, and practicing. Awesome.
So, being exposed and moving our bodies like this, what are you going to be teaching us today?
I'll be teaching you some of the postures, the movements that we all know from seeing yoga, but we'll also be practicing meditation and some calming breathing techniques.
Excellent. Something that I absolutely love. So the girls have their mats. I think we're ready to go.
Yeah. All right, well, the first pose we're going to do today is downward facing dog. Are you guys ready to do some yoga? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna come down onto our hands and our knees. So come down to your mat, spread your fingers nice and wide, and then check that your shoulders are stacked over your wrists and your knees are underneath your hips. Good, now from there, look down at the floor, at the mat, tuck your toes under, and start to press into the mat to lift your hips and straighten your arms. Good, then once you get there, try to drive your heels back towards the mat and let your head just kind of hang. Roll your shoulders out. Beautiful, you guys look great. That's downward facing dog. All right, we are going to do Warrior 1 or Virabhadrasana 1. So step your right foot forward to the top of your mat. And then step your left foot back, and you want that back foot at a 45-degree angle. And then press into both feet as you bend that front knee. Good. Stop when the knee is over your ankle. And then take a big deep breath in and reach your arms up towards the sky. Beautiful. Good. Now gaze forward and just continue to breathe. Then put pressure into that right foot as we step that left foot forward to meet the right. Bring your hands to your heart. Now step that right foot back. We have to do both sides, so switching sides. Bend that front knee and inhale, lift your arms up towards the sky. Beautiful. Breathe and smile. And that's Warrior 1. All right, our next pose is Uttanasana or forward fold. So ladies, we're going to check that our feet are underneath our hips. You're gonna lift your kneecaps so that engages your thighs. And then on an inhale, reach your arms out nice and wide and all the way up towards the sky. Good. Now as you exhale, start to hinge forward. Lead with your heart as you fold all the way forward, reaching your hands down towards your toes and just let your head hang. Beautiful. Now take the weight forward just a little bit more and keep breathing. Let your head hang and just relax into this pose. Perfect. Our next pose is Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2. This is a really strong pose, so I want you guys to walk up to the front of your mat, stand nice and tall, nice and strong, and then step that right leg back. So you have a nice wide stance. That back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Good, then start to bend the front knee towards me. Extend your arms out Draw your navel in, so your belly button towards your spine. Good, really reach your arms in opposite directions. Beautiful, and keep breathing. Gaze out over your fingertips. So gaze forward, look towards me, and feel super strong, super powerful. Good, beautiful. Warrior two. So the next pose is Navasana or boat pose. And girls, for this pose, we're going to take our hands to our shins, roll your shoulders back and lift your heart. Good, so feel your spine from your tailbone all the way up towards the crown of your head. And then lean back slightly, keeping that spine nice and long. Bring your arms out, palms up, bring your shoulders back a little bit more. And then from here, as you draw your navel in, you might be able to start to lift those legs. You might begin to straighten those legs. And then just gaze forward out towards your toes and breathe. Keep breathing. Shaking is good. And when you've had enough, come on down. Good job. Our next pose is Tadasana or mountain pose. So for this pose, it's all about getting the body into proper alignment. So we want our feet to be hip distance apart. So if you find your frontal hip bones and drive down, that's where your heels will be. Arms are gonna be at your sides. Lift your kneecaps, beautiful. Stand nice and tall, roll your shoulders back. Draw your belly in. Put a soft smile on your face. Breathe and smile. Good job. So now that we know all of the yoga basics, we can put them together into a sequence and we can do a mini yoga practice. So let's have some more fun. Okay, we are going to do a yoga sequence. We'll be starting with some fun pranayama or breath work, and then we're going to flow through some of the asana or the postures that we learned earlier. So are you guys ready to have some fun? Okay, we are gonna start in our Tadasana stance. With your fingers pointing down towards the floor, your feet are hip distance apart. So bring your feet in a little bit closer, hip distance apart, and then stand nice and tall. Relax your shoulders, relax your face, and close your eyes. Now breathe into your belly, imagining that your belly is like a balloon. So as you breathe in, you'll feel your belly expand. As you breathe out, you feel your belly contract. Let go of any thoughts, any worries. Just allow yourself to be centered in this space. Good. Now open your eyes, keeping a soft gaze, and on your next inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky, and on your exhale, fold forward. Lead with your heart. Good. Uttanasana, forward fold. Let your head just hang heavy. Let your shoulders and your arms be heavy. Lean forward towards your toes just a little bit more. And feel any stress release from the top of your head down towards the floor. Good. Now bend your knees, take your hands down onto your mat and come into a tabletop position. So your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, your knees are directly beneath your hips. Good. Gaze down at your mat, tuck your toes under, and then straighten the arms as you lift your hips up towards the sky. Downward facing dog. Good. And it's okay to bend your knees a little bit here, maybe sway your hips, just get any of that tightness out of your calves and your hamstrings. But then come to stillness, take a breath in. As you breathe out, bend your knees, look forward, and start to walk your feet all the way forward towards your wrists, towards your hands. And then inhale, reach your arms out wide and come all the way up to standing. Good. Bring your hands down to your heart. Beautiful. Step that right foot forward at the top of your mat and step your left leg back. You want that left foot at a 45-degree angle. Face forward, bend your right knee, and on an inhale, lift those arms up towards the sky. Good. Keep gazing forward. Nice deep inhales, complete exhales. And then open this up to your warrior two or Virabhadrasana 2. Left arm reaches back behind you, right arm reaches forward. Look over your fingertips on that right hand. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Put a smile on your face. Why not? Breathe. One more big breath in. Complete breath out. Bring your hands to your heart. Look forward and step that left leg forward to meet the right. Now we'll switch sides, so step that right leg back. Keep that left foot forward. Gaze forward and inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky. Now bend that front knee. Good. Draw your left hip back, your right hip forward. Breathe. Don't worry about what anybody looks like. Don't worry about anybody's mat but your own. Open your arms out wide. Left arm forward, right arm back behind you. Yep, perfect. Gaze out over those fingertips. Draw your navel in. Good, one more breath. Then bring your hands to your heart. Step that right leg forward to meet the left. And then here we'll walk our feet out a little bit wider than our hips. Keep your hands at your heart. Stand nice and tall. So lengthen from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. And then bend your knees and start to squat all the way down towards the floor. Crack, crack, crack. Then get there, bring your hands back behind you. Sit down onto your mat, and we'll move into our Navasana or boat pose. So palms are up towards the sky, shoulders are back, gaze soft and steady out in front of your nose, and then start to lift those legs. Squeeze the belly in towards your spine. This is a challenging pose, so just breathe through it. No, it won't last forever. One more big breath. And then release your feet down. Good. Extend your legs out in front of you. Bring your arms out, so palms are up towards the sky. And then just slowly roll all the way down onto your mat. Good. From there, extend your arms to your sides, just maybe a couple inches away from your body. Let your legs be heavy out in front of you. Relax your shoulders. Relax your legs. Let your breath begin to become a little bit softer, a little bit easier, and just let go. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms overhead. Wake your body back up. And roll over onto your right side. And then press yourself up to a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart. Feel a sense of gratitude towards yourself for trying something new and for practicing yoga for the first time. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. All right, now that we know the basics, we're gonna have some fun and just play on our mats and try some more challenging poses. So the first pose we're going to practice is Dancer. And for Dancer, you stand in Tadasana pose. So you stand nice and tall. Take more weight into that left foot and bring that right heel back by your bottom. Reach that right arm back to grab a hold of the top of your left or your right foot. Reach your left arm up towards the sky and then start to hinge forward and kick your foot into your hands. Nice. See how high you can get that knee up towards the sky? Beautiful. If you fall out, it's all good. Nice. Try it on the other side just to balance the body out. See what the other side feels like. It's always different from side to side. She's using the wall. Shelly Bean is cheating back here. Good. And then how about crow pose? So for crow pose, come into that squat where we were earlier. Bring your hands shoulder distance apart out in front of you. Start to bend your elbows and squeeze your knees to the upper arms. Squeeze your knees. Good, then start to take weight into your hands. Gaze forward, and from there, maybe you lift one foot, maybe you lift the other. Shelly Bean's got it. She had it. Nice. Good job.
All right, it's been an awesome, calming, beautiful day of yoga this afternoon. I want to thank the girls. You were brave, trying new things was awesome. And teacher Nicole, you were wonderful. Thank you so much. Liv, what do you take away from today?
Well, I mean, I didn't really expect for yoga to be as relaxing as it was, but it was also challenging.
Good for you. How about you, Hazel?
Well, it wasn't easy at first, but then when I kept on practicing, got really easy and it was a lot more fun.
Awesome. You know, and that's really what the mission of Shelly Bean is about. Rarely are we good at something the first few times we try it, but if we keep practicing, it gets easier and we get better, right? Nicole, could you remind us what we went through this afternoon?
Absolutely. We learned the foundations of some basic yoga poses, and then we brought it all together and did some breathing, some breath work so that we could relax our bodies. Then we did some asanas, which are the postures and the movements, and then we ended with some relaxation through guided meditation. And we had fun.
We had fun, tried some new poses. It was pretty awesome. I want to remind you to go to ShellyBeanTheSportsQueen.com, sign up to become a member of the fan club. And be sure to check out the sponsors that you see on the screen. Without them, this video series would not be possible. And I want to see you next time on 30 Days of Play. Be well, everyone.